How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to my Kaiju number 8 reviews. First impressions of Chapter 4. Unfortunately, Chapter 4 does not have a title, just like the other past three chapters have not. But anyways, we're going to continue on. So, the chapter starts off how we left off last chapter, where, what's this chick's name again? One second. Her name was Kiki Kikoru. I'm gonna just call her Kikoru basically. So Kikoru has a does ask Kafka like, hey, you reek of kaiju, right? And Reno comes to the rescue. He's like, yo, we work at a kaiju disposal basically. And she's like, what the fuck are like disposal workings doing at a place like this? And she turns to Kafka, and Kafka's like lifting up the freaking like their their car. And when I looked at the next page, it was so funny because the thing's a Mercedes. Like this car is a freaking Mercedes. I just found that funny. I don't know why. So then, um, the girl is like, what's her damn name again? Kikoru. Kikoru basically is like, yo, how is this even possible? And Reno's like, fuck, bro. Like this guy has the faces like this guy's a fucking idiot. Kafka's this dumbass is just like, you know, just moving cars, just doing it like on a casual Sunday or some shit like that. But anyways, sorry for the language. So he gives him shit basically. Reno gives Kafka shit. He's like, "What are you doing? You shouldn't be doing stuff like this out in the open." And they kind of move on basically, and they go on to uh they go into the building to start their test. And so how the test works, the second stage of this examination is split into two parts basically. So there, number one, there is an a fitness test, and there's an aptitude test basically. And Kafka, when he's doing this running test, um sorry, I should say, yeah, fitness and aptitude test. And so how the exam works is they try to switch it up. The intensities change, so you can't truly prep for this because one year it could be really low intensity, and you go in, you do the test, you could fail, and next year you come in, it can be a higher intensity. So there's no really real way to prep for this. So Kafka, they're doing a running test basically, and Kafka, he can't keep up at all. Like he's toast. Like this dude is like he's done. And he ranks 219 out of 225. This dude is bottom six. Like this dude's toast. And I mean he did pretty good. I mean he's on the cuff of like, not being able to go for the exam because I think Reno said 32 is the last year. So I mean the dude did do decent, I would say, in my opinion at least. And so he was thinking, it's like, maybe I should have used my kaiju powers because old age is catching up to me. I can't, I work out, I do daily heavy lifting, and I'm still not able to keep up. And when he got his results, the 219, um, that Kikoru girl, it's kind of shows him like, yeah, you got 219, bro. I got number five. And that kind of pisses Kafka off a bit, right? And Reno kind of after the exam kind of asked like, "Hey, did you use your powers?" And Kafka's like, no, I didn't. This wouldn't be fair for the people who trained." And then does a 180 the next chapter. He's like, "Bro, what the fuck? Like, who am I kidding? Basically, I should have used my powers." And the problem is now it's like, yeah, sure, you didn't use your powers, but you can do it now. Like, even if Kafka does use his powers now, of course everybody's gonna figure it out. Like, oh, why is this guy using powers? Like, how is this guy 219 in the first phase of the exam, but now he's doing better in the second phase? It wouldn't make any sense, basically. So then we cut away to the third division captain Minma Ashuro, Kafka's childhood friend, and her, I would say her lieutenant, if that's the proper title. And they're looking at candidates basically, and she sees Kafka, and the lieutenant's like, oh, like there's some, I doubt there's any good, interesting candidates basically. And she's like, there are, sorry, the lieutenant's basically like, uh, there are some noteworthy candidates starting with, and they start with a guy named Izumo. Now, Izumo, um, sorry, one second. Izumo, he was second place in the fitness test. Um, they talk about how he graduated university and whatnot, and then the third place, um, uh, the person who placed third place in the fitness test is Iharu, and he went into like a college. Then the first place fitness exam was um Io, something like that. And these three were like the top picks basically. However, there was one person out of everyone who is the top of the top, and everybody's practically eyeing. And that girl was um Kiko Kikoru. The girl that basically like shit talked Kafka. Yeah, she's the top pick basically. And he tries to like go after her, like, oh my god, you're the guy, like you're the girl's topic, and someone just kind of like body slams him to the ground, and she kind of shames him basically, and kind of just says, um, you're just beneath me basically. She has that like I would say that Princess Hinabi from Fire Force type of mentality. In my opinion, at least, I don't like her character. I really don't. She is very I don't know how to say it. Like I just don't like female characters written like that. I know male characters written like that, like we know at the beginning, like they kind of they're very off-putting basically. I just don't like how they're written. So, anyways, the next part of the exam basically. Oh, I should also mention. Sorry, I didn't talk about the altitude. The altitude part. They were just like um, like climbing like some ropes or something like that. That's what they were doing basically. So, anyways, they're gonna go off now and start neutralizing kaiju, and that's kind of interesting because sorry, Reno and Kafka haven't. I don't think they've ever neutralized the kaiju. Basically, all they've done is just clean up its guts. So yeah, that's like the end of the chapter. We get to see a little bit of Minma. Minma's birthday is actually June 17th, so I'm a whole a, at least a good solid month behind. But happy belated birthday though. Um, and she likes cats, and maybe feline animals in general. Um, she likes her bass. And we get to, I mean, if you guys saw chapter two, we got to see that she likes her bass basically. And the author, Matsumoto, does have a little bit of commentary. And Matsumoto basically says, one of our heroines and Kafka's motivation, since I created the Defense Force suit at the same time, I came up with Mina's character design, and um, it's basically designed to look good on her. So at least, you know, he created the little suits for the kaiju and had her in mind. But yeah, that was that's the end of the chapter and probably the end of the video now. Um, what did you think about this chapter? I mean, I feel like it was pretty good. Um, Nothing too much. We get this. I I I feel like that revelation of like that girl being like the number one pick for the defense force. I mean, it was good, but the thing is, like, I don't like the girl. I really don't like her. Um, and that's only like what, two chapters in. Just don't like her. So yeah. Um, but I guess that's how she's written, or that's just how I feel. But yeah. Anyways, um, hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe if you did, and I will see you next time. Take care.